defiant in the midst of attempts to isolate him. And as the debate continues about the pending visit to South Africa, the International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for the Russian Federation president over the alleged war crimes committed in Ukraine. Parliament is likely to discuss this matter.
We are going to be writing to the minister that as soon as next week, we sit and discuss this matter, just to understand from their point of view as the executive, how are they going to be approaching this matter, because we do oversight on them. But I don't think South Africa should become an adventurist country. The manner in which we handled this matter of, some years ago, we were told that we must arrest President al-Bashir. And you'll remember that at that point, South Africa became part of the decision of the AU not to effect that particular matter. So my assumption is that more or less the same approach will be adopted. If it's not adopted, then we'll hear from the minister why in this instance the approach will be slightly different.
The Speaker of the National Assembly in South Africa has just returned from Bahrain, where she attended the International Parliamentary Union meeting. The Speaker believes the Russian-Ukraine matter can still be resolved peacefully. The IPU has appointed a task force that will look at assisting Russia and Ukraine to engage in the peace talks.
We would have wanted to have that meeting in Geneva, right? So that we now bring the two groups to Geneva. However, the one group said there are sanctions against them and therefore there would be problems, even though they had been reassured by the Secretary General of the IPU that the IPU will facilitate that they get visas and that nothing happens to them in the event they were to go to Geneva. Now, I must be honest and say that as a country, therefore, South Africa serving in there, I took the opportunity and I said, well, I am sure South Africa would be keen to have, we've been mediators, man, for a long time. And we believe that South Africa would agree to have a session in South Africa. UAE has also volunteered, so it's yet to be seen what decision we will take at the next meeting about that intervention.
The Speaker had this to say.
There are no winners in a war situation. And this is what we have been emphasizing, that at the end of it all, you may want to say you are a victim and the other one is an aggressor. There are no winners in a war situation. What is important is for people to sit around the table and have a conversation, have a dialogue, and find a peaceful resolution of the conflict. Because, Sophie, if you listen to this whole situation, it's getting complex every day. More things are being introduced to this whole thing, and which is going to make things even more difficult for us to continue with the engagement. So you worry, obviously, conflict tends to impact negatively in the main on women and children and the elderly. So we do worry about that, and all over we are concerned. Children are the worst affected in a war situation. So it's important that in the anger, because there are warmongers in the world, there are countries which are warmongers who are not talking peace but are rather talking, heightening the conflict. Yeah? Throw in whatever weapon available, armaments available into that situation, and that deepens the crisis.
This matter was before the ANC National Working Committee on Monday. On Wednesday, Cabinet is going to grapple with the legal opinion on the matter. Sophie, SABC News, Johannesburg.